if you've been here before, welcome back to the Gregorio Girls channel, and if you're new, thanks so much for checking us out. So today I have this super pinky and peachy prom look for you. I'm not sure when you're going to see this video. I am filming this with the idea in mind that I'm pre-filming, so right now it's like the beginning of March. I know that there are some junior proms coming up towards the end of March, and then of course proms through maybe April, and then obviously senior proms in May. So you might see one of Devin's prom tutorials before this, so this might be coming at you in April or May, I'm not really sure. But if you are watching this and it is still March, I know it seems a little early, but we did want to post some tutorials for our junior prom girls. So anyways, I will stop rambling. If you would like to see how I got this look, just keep on watching. So before we get started with the eye makeup, I do want to just zip through really quick what I did for my base, just in case anybody wants to know how to get the full-on look. I just wanted to tell you guys what I did, like I said, for my foundation and base. I didn't add it in the video because I didn't want this video to be too long, so I promise I will just zip right through this. It won't be a bunch of me talking and all that stuff. So first for primer, I did use the Stila One Step Primer. This one says Preps, Soothes, and Nourishes. So I put that all over my face, and then I have an oily T-zone, so I did take the Benefit Professional primer as well. Since this is a prom tutorial and you know you're going to be dancing, you might be sweating, there's going to be a lot of people, so if you do have an oily T-zone, definitely recommend this for prom night. So next for foundation, I did use the L'Oreal Paris. This is the Infallible Pro Glow foundation. So I have to mix these two because I am self-tanned right now. And I use that foundation because one, it's drugstore so you don't have to break the bank, and it's a dewy finish. It's medium coverage and dewy. So I feel like that's just super springy and prom season-esque. So that's why I really like that one. If you are more of a full coverage person, obviously you can totally do this and sub out the glowy foundation for something more full coverage and matte. But that's what I use because I'm really into the dewy skin look. For concealer, for this look right now, I did use the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Concealer. I actually don't recommend this. They kind of crease under my eyes. Of course, what I would recommend for you to wear on your prom night would be Tarte Shape Tape, of course, because what else is there? I just use these because Devin's not home and she has the shade of Shape Tape that I need right now since I am self-tan. To set my face, I use the Too Faced Peach Perfect Setting Powder. I really like this stuff. It's really fine, really finely milled. It gives me like a really nice airbrushed finish. So of course it's prom and you may be taking a lot of pictures. There may be flash photography, I'm not really sure. But if there is, you'll be covered because this never gives me any flashback. For blush, I use the shade Quirky in the Tarte Amazonian Clay Blush. And then for highlight, I actually used a Maybelline eyeshadow. This is their Expert Wear eyeshadow in the shade The Glow Down. I just really like it. It gives you, you know, obviously a really good color payout. So I never use this as eyeshadow. I always use it as a highlight. And then I did put just a tiny bit of the ColourPop Luster Dust in the shade Nomi over it just because I like it and it's fun. And with highlighter, what I've been loving to do, instead of just taking a brush and applying my highlighter, I noticed that it kind of looks like it's just sitting on top of my skin. So what I like to do is just take a damp little beauty sponge, go right into the highlighter, and then pop it on. I feel like it just melts it into my skin a little bit more and makes it look more of a glow from within instead of just highlighter sitting on top of my foundation, if that makes sense. Sorry I'm going a little bit out of order, but for contouring I did use our Cheek Parade palette and of course used the Hoola bronzer. And of course for brows, I did use my Benefit Ka-Brow Pomade. I'm in the shade 4, and my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in dark brown. Okay, so now that we got through that, let's get into the eye makeup. So first I'm going to prep my eyes with the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. You can also just prime your eyes with concealer and setting powder as well. I really like Shape Tape for priming my eyes too, so if you just set that with a setting powder and you don't want to get an eyeshadow primer, totally understandable. Shape Tape works just as well and it'll last through the night. And the palettes we're going to be using today are the Too Faced Just a Peachy palette and then the ColourPop Golden State of Mind palette. So I'm going to pop into the Just Peachy Mattes palette and take Peach Meringue and just set my eyeshadow base with that. Okay, so I zoomed you guys in a little bit. The first shade I want to take from the palette for our transition is Just Peachy. And I'm going to take that on my Morphe M504 brush. This brush is just nice and big and fluffy and I really like it for just a nice wash of the first transition shade. It really just like blends it out really nice. And next on my Morphe M513 brush, I'm going to go into Peach Punch. It's just going to go slightly lower. So next I want a bit of a darker or more neutral brown shade, but nothing too dark. So I'm going to go into Peach Cobbler, see if we can deepen up the crease a little bit more. And I'm going to take that on my M573. I guess it's not really that brown. I guess it's more like still on like the burnt orangey brown side. So we'll see. Okay, so I think I want this to be a halo eye, so I'm going to start packing the shadow on my eyelid and start building that halo effect. Next I want to dip back into Peach Cobbler and pack that on the inner and outer corners of my eye. Then I'll run a clean M441 brush just through my crease so that there's no harsh lines. Next, flipping to the ColourPop Golden State of Mind palette, I'm going to take this color right here. And I do want to spray my brush with a little bit of setting spray just so it's a little more foiled and shimmery on my eyelid. So I noticed some shadows in this palette don't really have a whole lot of color payout. Some of them swatch really nicely and some of them you have to kind of dig to get any shadow on your brush, and this is one of the ones where I kind of have to dig, which is okay. But if you are following along and using this palette, just know that, you know, the shadow's not that good. Since we did put that Peach Cobbler color underneath, I don't hate it too much because there's something underneath it to kind of make it pop a little bit more. And then finally for our halo shadow, I'm going to take this color right here. I'm just going to take it right on my finger and put it right in the middle of my lid. So this color has a little bit of a different tone than I thought, so I'm going to go in with this middle shade right here. It's a little bit golder just to kind of match with the warm and peachy tones. I'm just going to pop that right over it. I think I like that a little bit better. I don't know if you can even tell in the camera, but it looks better to me. So next I want to take Just Peachy again and just run that along my lash line. So next I'm going to pop on some mascara to prep for false lashes, and this is the Maybelline the Colossal Big Shot Volume Express Mascara. This is their collab with Makeup Shayla. And then for lashes, I'm going to take the Ardell Demi Wispies. Okay guys, so here's the finished look. For lips, I did use the NYX lip liner in the shade Natural. And then I put on the Too Faced Melted Latex High Shine Lipstick in the shade Hopeless Romantic. So the reason I picked the liquid latex is because, again, it's a prom tutorial, and I didn't want anything too matte on the lips because I know, at least for me, if I'm out and it's going to be a long night, I don't really want my lips to be too dry. And especially for prom, you know, some proms you do have like a sit-down dinner thing or there's food and you're eating. You can just wipe this off really easily. It's not something that's, you know, going to be really matte and cake onto your lips and you can't you have to like scrub off. So it's easy to take off, easy to apply, and it's comfortable. And it does have kind of a glossy finish, which I really like. And I did end up putting some white eyeliner on my waterline. I just like the way this looks. I think it looks really fresh and really helps my eyes look more open and awake. So you don't have to add this step if you don't want to, but I did use the Maybelline Lasting Drama Waterproof Gel Pencil. This is in the shade, I can't even see it, Soft Nude. So yeah guys, that is it for this look. With that, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Gregorio Girls Makeup, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our channel. And we will see you in our next tutorial.